Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals. It is 8:10 a.m. Someone's meowing a lot right now. Her meow's getting louder. She spent the night in the crate, and she was not meowing overnight. She was having a good time this morning playing with her toy, because this toy that hangs here, that makes squeaky noises. So I could hear that making squeaky noises. She ate all of her food. She used the litter box. Looks like she's playing over here a little bit. Okay, you want to come out? Want to come out? Or are you hungry? You want breakfast? Good morning. Good morning. I just gave her breakfast on the scale. She went right on the scale today. And look at this. 2 pounds, 15.8 ounces. So she's 3 pounds today. She gained 2 ounces in a day. I'm going to have to start keeping track of what I'm feeding her. So for a while, I just kept refilling her food bowl. But now that she's gaining good weight, I'm going to keep better track of her meals. I started to look at kitten food ingredients yesterday. I was like, okay, let's take a look at what's in the science diet stuff that I'm feeding her. I don't know, I look at these ingredients and they're horrendous. I mean, there's just stuff in there that I would not want to eat myself. And I'm not saying that because it's weird animal parts. No, it's chemicals and just soy things and just, I don't know. I just wouldn't want to eat it myself. So I definitely want to look through more brands and find something that I like better. Even the Wholehearted kitten food from Petco that I had been mixing into it, those ingredients looked more natural than the Science Diet ingredients. And right now she has Kindful that I bought at Target. That's kitten food also. And those ingredients look better than the Petco or the Science Diet, but they only have one flavor, which is chicken. And she's been pooping solid. So as I've been mixing in some other brands, that's good that she's not getting diarrhea from that. So Oh my God, look at her high score. It's 196. I just walked into the room because she knocked the camera over. It is 12 p.m. and Carmela just went back in her crate by herself. She just had her lunch. She's having some of the science diet liver and chicken entree. I think that's what it's called, along with some of the Kindful mixed in. After I'm done with this can of Kindful, I'm going to start mixing in some wellness and see how it goes with that. She took a massive poop. It started out sounding like it was going to be diarrhea, but then it was solid. So, she's dealing with a little bit of digestive issues right now, but that could be from the dewormer. I did pick her up, and her stomach is feeling less firm. And there's still a little bit of firmness there, but not like it was before. So that's good. There's Richard and Nancy. I just opened up the door. Now that she's back in her crate, I have the door open so the cats can come in and look at her if they want to. This morning when she was out of the crate, she had the screen door shut. And I do have this part of the towel shut. I wonder if she could see Nancy. Can you see Nancy? She looks interested in Nancy. You want me to put this up? Yeah. Maybe I'll put it like that. So her litter box area is covered, so she has some privacy, but then the corner here is open. So if she wants to see the other cats, she can. She looks interested in them. She doesn't look afraid of them, which is good. She had a lot of playtime this morning, so she had some free time by herself in this room. And then we just had a really big play session. Okay? But I do want her to sleep this afternoon, so. But as you can see, look, she's looking. I wonder if any of the other cats look like her mom. Maybe Nancy looks like her mom. I don't know what her mom would look like. It's sleepy time. Sleepy time for Carmela. Sleepy time. Today's landscaper day. I could hear a bunch of landscapers somewhere from the front of the house, not in my yard though. They'll probably be here this afternoon though. I was thinking of taking her for a ride in the car today because a week ago she had her vet appointment. So I was thinking of just taking her for a ride, seeing if she'll get used to just being in a carrier. It is 2:50 p.m. and here's Carmela in the carrier. We're going to go for a little ride. I'm just going to take her for some carrier training and see, what happens. We're just going to ride around for, 10, 15 minutes, come back. And then she'll know that it's not always a bad thing to go for a ride in the carrier. Right, Carmela? Okay, she was relaxing in her box, and I picked her up out of the box in the crate, and I just put her in here. Okay, let's go for a ride. It is 3:35 p.m. We just got home, so we were out for about 35 minutes. We drove around for a little while, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to Wendy's, and I'll just get a Frosty, and we'll sit in the parking lot, and I'll eat that. And so we did. We drove around a little bit, and then we came home. And she just came out of the carrier, and she's hiding in the corner. See her over there? And I just gave her some food, so she could eat the food if she wants. Here you go. Eat the food. She's purring. Eat the food. Eat your food, please. Last week, we went to the vet, which was not very pleasant for her. And then this week, we just drove around. So, it wasn't bad for her. She just sat in the bed in the carrier. I know she was a little bit nervous because she didn't know what was going on, but she just came home and she got some food and she could play if she wants. And I'm going to just let her stay out of the crate for a while. That'll be her reward. Normally she spends this time of day in the crate, and then she'll come out later for her evening playtime. But right now, I'll just let her stay out for a while. I gave you some food. You could eat it. You don't want it? You're not hungry? You're tired? You're tired? Here, I'll move it out. Over here. Okay, you relax. It's 7:30 p.m. Simba and Splash just had their dinner, and I'm just about to go downstairs and feed the lucky seven, and I look out the back door, and I see Hennessy, and she's looking at me like she wants food. So I just put some dry food on a plate, and I gave it to her. Don't forget, this is my neighbor's cat, and she should be getting fed at home. before she goes outside, so she should not be hungry when she's going outside, but I guess she's hungry. She still has water outside. I have water in the water bowl, so she's plenty of water. But I just give her some food. Here's Simba and the cat Sumo. Simba, do you love your cat Sumo? Simba, do you love the cat Sumo? Do you love it? Remember, the cat Sumo is a catnip toy. And what do cats do with catnip toys? They chew on them. They kick them. They roll around with them. Simba loves his cat Sumo, right, Simba? It is 8:22 a.m. Good morning, Carmela. How are you? Hello, good morning. I looked at the security camera footage this morning, and she spent part of the night in the bed. Then she spends part of the night up here. I have to take everything out of the crate today and clean it all out. And I don't know how much sleep she gets because she's quite active during the night. Like, she's moving around quite a bit. You okay? You want to come out? You want to come out? Okay, you could come out. Okay. Ready? Are you coming out? Give me pets. Give me pets. It's 8:51 a.m. Look at Splash. He's been here for so long, laying on the cat Sumo toy. When I tried to move the toy before, it was soaking wet because he's been chewing on it. Because there's catnip in this toy. So right now, Splash is very, very happy. And there's Simba. He just had a sardine a little while ago. It is 9:45 a.m. It is time for breakfast, and the kitten is up to 3 pounds and 0.7 ounces. So she's gained a little bit of weight since yesterday. She gained about an ounce, almost an ounce. She's getting used to eating her breakfast on the scale, which is very nice. It is 11:36 a.m. I just gave her some fresh food, some fresh water, scooped her litter box a little while ago. I moved her hanging toy over the bed. Maybe she'll like it better there. And here's her wand toy hanging on the side like it is when she's in her crate. I picked her up and I put her in the crate today. I want her to get some rest because she hasn't really been sleeping much. And I think it would be good if she got some relaxation today. I'm not going to take her anywhere today. I have to go to the poultry farm and buy ingredients for homemade raw food, which I want to make tomorrow. So I have to do that. I have to go to the post office. I have a few other things I need to do. And I have a ton of work I have to do here at home. So it's going to be a very busy day for me. And I just want her to chill out. She had a lot of activity yesterday, last night, this morning. So I think it's good if she just gets a rest. It's 6:30 p.m. I'm getting the cats ready for dinner. Look at Carmela. She looks so comfortable. Hello, Carmela. So Richard was in the room with her. He was looking out the window. And now Sammy's in the room. Hey, Sammy. Sammy, you see Carmela? Come on, look. See her? Sammy, you see Carmela? See her? She's in there. She's in her bed. She's relaxing. See, she doesn't get upset if the other cats come in and visit her. She stays calm. You okay, Carmela? You okay? And I just found this. So this is my snake plant. Someone's been digging in the dirt. So there's a whole bunch of dirt here in this bed. There's a whole bunch of dirt here on this table. It is 6:45 p.m. And I just gave Simba and Splash their dinner. And it's really dark in this room right now. So hopefully you could see them. I'm not a fan of the days getting shorter and it getting darker earlier every night. So I'm literally counting the days until December 21st when the days start getting longer again. And so I just wanted to document the fact that Simba has been, I don't even know what the word for it is. He wants me to make sure that I'm treating the cats in order of proper hierarchy, if that makes sense. Boo used to be the exact same way. With Boo, so like when I would have Boo, Stella, Splash, and Simba eating here, I always had to serve Boo first, and then Stella second, and then Simba third, and then Splash fourth. It usually always had to be that way. Sometimes I would try to switch things around, but Boo always had to be first. Sometimes I would feel bad for Splash, so I would switch, Simba and Splash around so Splash wasn't always last. But Simba recently has been giving me attitude if he's not the first one fed. And I'm not just talking with Splash and Simba. I'm talking with the kitten. Like if I feed the kitten before these two, then Simba gives me attitude. Or if the lucky seven get food before these guys get food, then Simba gives me attitude. So I have to make sure that Simba gets fed first. And I'm wondering if he, feels like stepping up into the alpha position among like all the cats. I don't know. Good job, Simba. You ate good. We have to remember that family dynamics change when certain family members are no longer in the family. So in this case, Boo and Stella are no longer here. So that means the family dynamic with Simba and Splash is going to be different than it was when Stella and Boo were here. So when Stella and Boo were here, Simba could be more laid back because Stella and Boo took care of things. So in the family structure, it was okay for him to do that. But now that Stella and Boo are not here anymore, Simba might feel that he has to step up and be more assertive with certain things. And maybe he has to step up and be less laid back because he doesn't have the dynamic with Stella and Boo, where they were the leaders of this group and, they took care of so many things. And of course, they also protected Simba and Splash. So maybe Simba's growing up. It is 8:13 p.m. and there's Simba. And this is his evening routine. So in the evening, he likes to sit on this cat tower, and the window's open a little bit because it's not too cold out right now, but as the weather gets colder, eventually the window will be shut. But he likes to look outside a little bit, and he likes to take a nap, and he likes to relax here. Now, he used to do this when Stella and Boo were here, and this was, part of his routine back then. So he'd jump up here on the cat tower, and he could watch everyone and see what everyone was doing. And what would happen is that Stella would come up there and she'd bite his butt and maybe chase him off the tower because she wanted to play with him a little bit. Or Boo would want to play on the play rug, so I'd play with Boo for a little while, and then maybe Simba would join in or be interested in what's going on. Simba is very much a me too kind of cat. So when I had spoken to an animal communicator back in 2017, when I was thinking of bringing Boo in the house at the time, right before Boo came in the house, I remember she was telling me that. She's saying that Simba's very much a me too kind of cat. Like, he was more of a follower. Like, Stella would be doing something and he'd be like, well, I want to do that too. Or Boo would be doing something and he'd be like, I want to do that too. So he's always been that way. And now, because Stella and Boo are not here, he just sits on this cat tower and he doesn't really get like pushed or pulled into any activity unless I try to play with him. And when I try to play with him, a lot of times he just doesn't want to play. Obviously, over the past several months, because of his limping issue, because he was limping on his hind legs, that was causing him pain. He didn't want to run around or anything. He's more mobile now. He's moving around more, but he's still not down to a better weight for him. He has probably like another 1.5 pounds to go to get down to a weight where he should be more active than he is now, even though he's way more active than he was a few months ago. Right now, he's looking at Nancy. Nancy is sitting on the play rug looking at Splash in the other room, and Simba is looking at Nancy. So at least with Nancy up here, it gives Simba something to be interested in. And with the Kitten in Boo's room, I have the screen door shut, and I keep telling Simba to go babysit for me because I need him to babysit and help me out and just keep an eye on the kitten. But he just wants to sit on this cat tower right now. So that is one of the differences between Stella and Boo being here and Stella and Boo not being here. So Splash and Simba are much less active since Stella and Boo are not here, because Stella and Boo are not initiating playtime with them as they normally would, or they're just not initiating activity with them the way that they normally would. And it's not the same when I attempt to play with them as it would be if Stella and Boo were interacting with them. It's not the same. I can give Simba a million pets. I could brush him. I could hug him. I could play with wand toys. I could play with pom-poms. It's just a different experience for him than Stella and Boo interacting with him. It is 10:15 p.m. and I am now just getting a chance to come in here, and I just realized that I'm supposed to clean out this entire thing today. Where's Carmela? Where's Carmela? There she is. Hello, Carmela. How are you? I gotta give you some food too. Your food bowl is empty. I'm gonna give you food and water, okay? And then we'll have playtime. I just got the crate all cleaned out. I think it looks really good. Fresh litter box, fresh blankets on the bottom, fresh training pads on the bottom. First thing I do is put the training pads on the bottom. Then I put the blankets on top of the training pads. She has her box back in there, her bed back in there. I'm going to just put water and food and fresh litter box. I just threw out the whole litter box because she had pooped on the box, like the side of the box. I was like, for $1.25 each or $1.50 each, I'm just going to toss it and put a new one in here. So I'm going to put some fresh towels on the top and the sides, and we're good to go. She's sitting next to the laundry basket on the shelf. How are you? You tired? You tired? She's been running around the room since about 7 p.m. So for about 3 hours, she's been out of the crate. I'm going to give her some really good playtime soon. But I need to put the laundry in the washing machine and get her food and water. And what I've been doing is coming in here and playing with her and then like falling asleep on the day sofa. And then I just like get up whenever and put her back in the crate or lure her back in the crate with the laser pointer and then go to bed. I hear a cricket. It sounds like it's outside. Here's the crate with the 2 towels on it. There's a pink one on this side, an orange one on this side, just because that's what I had clean in my laundry room. And then I have these 2 mats on top from Sharon, and I have to put these on top because she's been jumping on top of this crate. I'll be outside of the room with the screen door shut, and all of a sudden I'll look and she'll be like sitting here looking out the screen door. So I have to make sure she has something to land on when she jumps up there. It's 11:30 p.m. We're having playtime. She loves this wand toy. She loves jumping up when I do this. I'm trying to get her on camera doing that. It is 8:39 a.m. Here's Simba. Look at this. He is 18 pounds and 6 ounces on this scale. So that's a new low for him on the scale. And he just got weighed on the 2 other scales. And on the new scale, he weighs 18.6, which he's weighed on that scale before. And on the old scale, he's down to 18.2. So that's a new low for Simba. Meanwhile, look at what's going on in here. Look, she got the cover on the litter box. It is 9:30 a.m. and here's her breakfast on the scale. It's ready to go. You ready to go? Ready to come out? Coming out? You gonna eat? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There she goes. There she goes. Today she is 3 pounds and 1.2 ounces. So this food routine is working out well. Okay, put this back up there. She gets a lot of food in the crate overnight. Like I give her a full bowl of food, and she usually finishes that by, I don't know, like 4 a.m. or something like that. So Splash and Simba got breakfast already. They were very happy with their breakfast. And I'm giving her breakfast now. And I gotta go feed the Lucky 7 next. Meanwhile, here's Simba. He's been making ninja noises at Splash. What's going on, Simba? And there's stains on the wall. What's on the wall, Simba? How'd there get stains on the wall? Is that cat food? Is there cat food on the wall? How'd that get up there? I hope no one's been spraying the wall. It's 10 a.m. and the Lucky 7 are eating their breakfast. Today is a Nature's Promise day. They love this food. I get it at a local supermarket. The ingredients are healthy. And they all got combed. Well, the ones that I could comb got combed. And I tried to have some playtime, but they're like, no, we want to eat. We don't want to play right now. Here's Sammy and Richard. And here's Nancy. I made Carmela a pumpkin. This is one of those carvable pumpkins you can buy. I thought maybe she'd like to use it as a cat bed. Carmela, look at your pumpkin. Look at your pumpkin. What is that over there? See the pumpkin? Do you see the pumpkin? You see it? Oh, maybe she's too big for it now. Oh my gosh. When she first came inside, she was only 2 pounds. Now she's almost a whole pound bigger. I think she's too big for it now. I don't think she could go in there. I don't think she could fit. Get the pom-pom. What you doing, Carmela? So what I'm realizing now is that instead of turning this into like a little bed for her, I should have turned it into a cat toy. Like I should have made multiple holes around it so she could stick her paws in there. She's trying to figure it out. Go get it. Go get it. Get it out. Use your paw. Get it out. It is 8:10 p.m. Here's Carmela in her bed. She's been hanging out in the crate since about 3 p.m. I made a huge batch of homemade raw food for the cats, enough to last for about a month if they have it for one meal a day. So I have 8 quail meals, 8 turkey meals, and 12 chicken meals. And what I do is I rotate those out, and then once a week the cats also get beef. And Carmela, the kitten, has not been getting any raw food. She's just been getting canned food. You coming out? You coming out? Or are you happy in there? You want some dinner? I have dinner for you. She wants to run under the day sofa. Where are you going to eat your dinner? You walk right past your dinner. You don't want your dinner? There you go. There's your dinner. You could eat your dinner. She's having the wellness chicken pate, I believe that's what it is, with a little bit of the Science Diet turkey entree mixed in. Because they say that when you want to transition from like one brand to another, you want to do it gradually. So that's what I've been doing with her. I've been, gradually decreasing the Science Diet and gradually increasing the wellness. I think the ingredients are better in the wellness than the Science Diet. But I bought a few different types of kitten food today for her to try out. When I tried to switch earlier, it did cause some diarrhea, so that's why I'm just doing it slowly. And what I am realizing now, as I'm filming this, it's been 2 weeks. She's been inside for 2 weeks now. You've been inside for 2 weeks. I trapped her on a Thursday afternoon, and today is Thursday evening. So she's been an inside girl for 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. She's doing so good. She's making very good progress. She's getting so big already. She's 3 pounds. Okay, you finish eating. It's 11:46 p.m. I just gave her the mouse game to play with, and I just scooped her litter box, and right after I scooped it, she used it again. She has a big bowl of food, and this evening she ate some crunchies. I gave her some of the Nulo Kitten crunchies. She actually ate them, and so that's a good sign because she's getting bigger and older, so now she's able to eat a little bit of the crunchies. And another thing that I noticed this evening is that she has kitten breath, like really nasty kitten breath that smells like poop. And at first I didn't even know what it was. I was like, why does it smell like poop here? Is there poop on the rug? Like, what is going on? And then I realized it was coming from her mouth because I was writing in the book that I keep track of her weight in, and she was biting on the end of the pen. And then I was like, wait a minute, is that smell coming from her mouth? And sure enough, it was, because the end of the pen smelled like poop. So I was like, what is going on? Why is her mouth smells so bad? And I found out that that is called kitten breath, and that's something that can happen when cats are teething or when their adult teeth are coming in. So it appears that is what is going on with her right now. And some people said that if you feed them some dry food, it could help eliminate the kitten breath, which is why I said, well, I wonder if she could actually eat some dry food now, because when I gave it to her when she was outside, when she first came inside, she really couldn't eat it. But now she could actually eat it, so that's good. She's getting bigger. She's 3 pounds now. Okay, we're going to have some playtime. And then I need to get some sleep. I'm actually going to lay down on the day sofa and just wave the wand toy around. She likes that. So I can relax at the same time that she gets to play. It was a very long day today. I had a lot to do, and I also made a bunch of cat food. So it's a little bit later than I would like it to be right now. She loves doing this thing where she jumps on it and knocks it down. It is now midnight, and she went in the crate to eat her food. So I took it as an opportunity to shut the door. She didn't try to run out, so I said, okay, she knows her routine. I hung the wand toy up so she could play with it if she wants to. She has the hanging mouse toy above the bed, and I am going to go to bed. So she's set for the night. She has all this food to eat, and she has some water in her bowl, and she has litter. And hopefully I could get a good 7 or 8 hours of sleep. And it works out better if I don't sleep in this room and I just leave the door open. That way Splash and Simba can come in and look at her if they want to. Also, she doesn't meow for me. If I'm not in this room, she doesn't meow. She'll actually get some rest, which will be good. Okay. Good night, Carmela. Good night, Carmela. You have a good night, okay? It is 8 a.m. Good morning, Carmela. How are you? Good morning. Did you sleep good? When I checked on her this morning, she was sitting in this bed. You want to come out? I got your breakfast ready. She ate all of her food. She made a stinky poop. Okay, ready to come out and have breakfast? Good morning. Good morning. I have her breakfast ready on the scale. She's getting a little bit of the science diet chicken and rice, and she's getting the wellness chicken. All right, coming out. Good morning. Good morning, Carmela. You're getting so big. You're getting so big. Come on out and have your breakfast. Go ahead, have your breakfast. You don't need to run under the day sofa. You don't need to run. Have your breakfast. There you go. Step up. Step up. Okay, step up. Today she's 3 pounds and 2.8 ounces. She's growing so fast. Yesterday she weighed 3 pounds and 1.2 ounces. So that means in one day she's gained 1.5 ounces. This is the book that I've been writing everything in. I got this at Target. See, it has all cats on it and says staying positive. Every time I write in this book, she comes over and meows at me. She's like, what are you writing? Let's see. Here she is. Now she's going back to eating. After I get her weight on the scale, I just let her eat as much as she wants while she's on the scale. And then once she gets off, I move the plate over here and then I'll put the scale back on the little shelf. You're getting so big, Carmela. It's 8:20 a.m. I need to get in the shower, and this is what I have going on here. So Carmela's running around the room, and I have the screen door shut. Now Simba came up here, and she was coming up to the screen door. Lately, she's been coming up to the screen door. Like yesterday, I had the gate in and the screen door down. And Nancy was here, Richard was here, and she was like right here. So she's getting really curious about the other cats. And today Simba came here, and Simba was growling at her a little bit. I'm like, Simba, she's a little tiny baby. You know, why are you growling at her? So she backed away from him a little bit, but she's still really curious about him. And Splash is curious too. And right now I could hear something going on with the air purifier. The air purifier is behind the door. I could see that's what she's looking at because she knows it sounds weird. Here's Splash. He's curious. She's running around. Look at Splash. I have to go in there and fix that purifier. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, look. Look. She's right here. She's right here looking at Splash. And Splash is not hissing. Splash is just looking. It is 9:30 a.m. Here's Simba. And here's Splash. And I wanted to talk about Splash because I just realized that I don't think he's howled at night once since Carmela's been in the house. Him and Simba have been getting into fights recently, but that's because I was using the automatic feeders again. And I've noticed a pattern that after a few days of using the automatic feeders at like 4 a.m. to give them a little snack, they sometimes start fighting around that time. So I stopped. A few days ago, I was like, okay, no more snacks at 4 a.m. They're just going to have to wait until I wake up. And there hasn't been any fighting. But I just noticed today, I was like, yeah, I don't think Splash has been howling at night. In fact, he hasn't since Carmela's been in the house. And this morning, he was very curious about her. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Splash and Carmela are going to be good friends. Also, I wanted to point out that Splash is an extremely good-natured cat. Like, he just goes with the flow with a lot of things. Not so much with trying new foods, because he's always afraid of trying new foods. And he is, you know, a very sensitive and fearful cat. But just in general, he's a lot more accepting and happy about things than Simba, for example. Simba can be very moody. Sometimes Simba reminds me of like a moody teenager because that's how he gets. Like Simba will get into a mood and not be happy with things. But guess what? You know who was like that? Stella. Stella was very moody at times. So Simba totally takes after Stella with regards to that. Whereas Splash takes after Boo because Boo was a very happy-go-lucky cat. You know, sometimes Boo would get in a mood with one of the other cats and be, you know, a little aggressive with them because Boo was known as a thug. Boo had, you know, a lot of traits of a thug, but he was mostly very happy-go-lucky. And Splash, believe it or not, is more like Boo than Simba is. And Simba, I would say, is definitely more like Stella because Stella could be very moody at times. And right now, see Simba? Simba's in a mood right now. You know why Simba's in a mood right now? Because he's hangry. Out of all the cats, Simba's the one that really gets hangry. And you know how I know he's hangry? See this piece of paper? Well, Simba's been tearing it up. See that? He's been tearing it up this morning. And that's one of the things that Simba does when he's hangry. You want your breakfast, Simba? Are you hungry? See? He's hungry. Okay. I'm going to brush you and then you're going to have your breakfast, okay? See, Carmela? This is new for her. Now she's coming right up to the screen. She's watching Simba eat breakfast. She already had her breakfast. She ate it all. She's watching. She's a brave little girl. She's very brave. Simba hissed at her a little while ago. It is 3 p.m. and I was giving the cats their afternoon snack. Splash and Simba got lunch, and the other cats just get a few treats for their snack. And I heard this squeaky toy squeaking, and I said, oh, maybe Carmela went into her crate because she was underneath the day sofa. So I left this morning probably around 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., and I just got back a little while ago. And I checked on her. She was underneath the day sofa. She goes in the corner underneath the day sofa. And I was like, okay, if she wants to stay there, she could stay there. And then when I heard the noise, I was like, oh, she must be in her bed. So that means she's in the crate, which means I could probably shut the door to the crate and open the door to the room, meaning like the screen door, so the lucky seven could come in because sometimes they like to look out the window. And there she is now. When I turned the camera on, she went into her box. She's looking out the door now. She's looking at the other cats in the living room eating their snacks. She made a big giant mess with the litter in the litter box, so I need to scoop that out. She ate all the food that I gave her earlier, so then I'll give her some more food. You okay? You doing okay? This is what she sees. She sees Ziggy. And there's Richard. Richard's gonna scratch. No, he's not. He's just stretching. And who's there also? Is that Nancy or is that Ringo back there? Okay, Richard loves coming in this room when the door's open. It's 6:22 p.m. and I wanted to show you Simba in this bed. He was so cute. He had his head tucked under and he was like in a perfect circle. And then of course I turn the camera on and then he moves his head. It's 7:15 p.m. Hello, Carmela. You want to come out of your crate? I don't know if she got any sleep this afternoon. Every time I check on her, she has her eyes open. You okay? She looks very happy. You happy? You coming out? Ooh, big stretch. You gonna stretch? She's purring. I have some dinner here for her. Okay, give me some pets. Want some pets? Tummy rub? Okay, here. There's some food. There's your dinner. So that's her third meal today. And we are on track for her calorie requirements. After she eats this, then she'll get another meal. In about 4 or 5 hours, she'll get another meal, which will last her through the night. And then she'll be at over 230 calories for the day. It is 8:50 a.m. and here's Splash and Simba. They're eating some breakfast. They're having some of the wellness morsels, chicken and chicken liver. They usually like these, so hopefully they'll eat them. I gave them each a full pouch today instead of half a pouch because I don't know if they're going to be eating their lunch later because Grandma and Grandpa are supposed to be coming over to visit. And sometimes Splash gets stressed out. Maybe he won't want to eat his lunch later. And sometimes things get really busy around the house. And just in case, I might forget to give them lunch or something. So I was like, I'll make sure that they get as much as they want to eat for breakfast. And Splash just walked away from his bowl. I don't know why. Simba's eating some of his. And here's Carmela. She's in her bed. She's been playing with this toy that hangs here that makes noise, the squeaky toy. A lot, and she ate all of her food, so I'm going to give her some breakfast. She's going to get breakfast on the scale. Okay? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Here's her food on the scale. Okay, ready to come out? Gonna get your breakfast? You know the routine, right? You know the routine? Come on out. Coming out. Coming out. Get your breakfast. It's on the scale. It's up here. But you got to stand on the scale. Okay, good girl. Today she is 3 pounds and 4 ounces. This little kitten is growing so fast. So she has gained 1.2 ounces since yesterday. And the day before that, she gained 1.6 ounces. And the day before that, she gained 0.5 ounces. And the day before that, she gained 0.8 ounces. And the day before that, she gained 2 ounces. And that's how many days in a row I've been feeding her on this scale. So she's growing well. I can't believe how big she's getting already. They grow up so fast. I fed her on one of these little plates from Daiso, or it's like a very shallow bowl. And do you see all the food that's spilling out of it? Yeah, I have to put the other bowls in the dishwasher. I forgot to do that. So I have a whole big stack of the other bowls that I need to wash today. So it is 9 a.m. Here's Simba. I am freaked out right now. It's crazy. So this is Splash's breakfast, what he has not eaten. I just put Fortiflora on it, and I said, okay, I'm going to give it to him now. Maybe he'll eat it with the Fortiflora on it. So I came over here to the dining room table. See that little plate under that? That was his snack earlier. And I was looking for Splash, and I saw a black tail under this table. No joking, I saw a black tail under this table. So I go, oh, okay, Splash is under the table. So I bend down to put this bowl of food under the table, and there's no one under the table. There's no cat under the table. Oh my God, I have chills just talking about that. That's how freaked out I am. I know what I saw. I did not see a leg of these chairs because these legs are either straight or on an angle, and I saw a curve in the tail. You know how a cat's tail can be curved? Yeah, it was like an S-shaped black tail. I saw it with my 2 eyes, and then when I bent down to put the bowl of food underneath the table, Splash is not there. There are no cats with black tails there. Was it Boo? I don't know. I don't know what that was. Here's Splash. He's under the bed, so I just gave him the food here. Maybe he'll eat some of it. It's 10 a.m. Here's Sammy. Carmela just ran up to her, and she hissed, and Carmela backed away. So Sammy's interested in what's going on. It could be that Carmela just came up to her too fast. Maybe she should have came up slower because she just like ran up to her. See? She ran up again. I think Carmela wants to play. And like, I don't know what Carmela's mother looked like, so I don't know if any of these cats might remind her of her mother, like visually. I know cats can, tell who their mother is by scent. Oh, Sammy's gonna get comfortable. Carmela reminds me a lot of Sammy, like personality-wise. She also reminds me of Boo a little bit, and Stella a little bit. It is 7 p.m. and Carmela is eating her dinner. She's having some of the science diet liver and chicken and also some of the wellness chicken pate. I stopped off at a Petco today, picked up some of this flaked chicken kitten food that she enjoys so much. And she had a lot of playtime with Grandma Farrell today. They played for a very long time. And then Carmela started to relax a little bit and get a little sleepy. That's what she does. I'll notice her eyes start slowly closing. So I said, okay, it's time for you to go back in your crate. So I picked her up, put her back in her crate. She was happy in her crate. She had some food in there, and she relaxed in her bed, and then she went in her box. And yeah, so she had a quiet afternoon. I had to return that giant inflatable black cat that I had in my yard. I bought it for Halloween this year, and it stopped working a few days ago, and I could not figure it out. So when Grandpa Farrell was here, he took a look at everything also, and he came to the same conclusion that I did. And there's just something wrong with it. It's not an issue with the outlet outside. It's not an issue with the extension cord. It's an issue with the actual black cat. And I looked it up online, and other people had similar issues. So unfortunately, I had to return it. So I had to take it back to Walmart today. So we were out for a few hours doing that and going to Petco. And then we came home, and she was still relaxing. We had dinner, and then she had a little bit more playtime with Grandma Farrell, but then she was like afraid. It was really weird because she had a lot of fun with Grandma earlier in the day, and then when we came back, she was like a little bit afraid. We bought her a little bag of kitten temptations, and it looks like she doesn't like them. Or maybe they're too big for her. I don't know. She licked it and spit it out. Is she gonna eat it? Okay, eat more dinner. Here. You can eat more dinner. You're eating very good. You're a very good eater. I just gave Simba one of the new toys. I opened a bag of toys from Mr. Meow today. And I gave some to Carmela, because she really loves those little spring toys, and there was some in the bag. I'm giving this one to Simba, and he keeps knocking it off of the cat tower that he's on. Oop, there you go. There it is, Simba. Whoop. Now it's on the floor. Okay, you want a different one? It has these straws also. Want a straw? I'm calling them straws, but I don't know what they are. You dropped it again. You got a flea? You want me to comb you? Yep, there it goes. Everything's on the floor, Simba. Simba, it's all on the floor. Here's another one, ready? This is a little tiny wand. Every time I see a little tiny wand like this, I think of Boo. Because Boo loved little tiny wands. You want me to flea comb you? You got a flea? Yep. You dropped everything, Simba. You dropped it all. It is 8:57 a.m. There's Carmela's breakfast on the scale. It's ready to go. And here's Carmela. You coming out? Ready to come out? Good morning. Good morning. You gonna have your breakfast? Pets? Here, come on. Breakfast time. Come here, your breakfast is on the scale. Go get your breakfast. Okay, sit on the scale. Go ahead. Good job. She is 3 pounds and 4.2 ounces today. She has gained 0.2 ounces since yesterday, and that's the lowest daily weight gain so far, but I think that's okay because she had a ton of playtime yesterday. She had more playtime than she usually has because I played with her and then Grandma Farrell played with her for a long time. And I don't think she really got much sleep yesterday at all just because Grandma and Grandpa were visiting. And, you know, things were different in the house. She was off of her usual routine. Today she's having the wholehearted flaked chicken. So she has stopped eating a few times and stepped off of the scale. And then every time she goes back on, I just kind of scoot her hind legs back up there. And the last time I didn't have to scoot her hind legs up there. Like she went back herself. Okay, show us how you do it. Show us how you do it. Go back on the scale. Go ahead. Hind legs. Hind legs. See? See? She's so smart. She's such a smart girl. She loves this food also. Good girl. It is 12 p.m. I just got home a few minutes ago. Here's Carmela. Let me tell you what just happened. So I was in the kitchen putting stuff away. I just got back from the supermarket. And I heard what sounded like a bird chirp. And I said, wait a minute, was that this kitten meowing? Was that a kitten meow or was that a bird chirp? So I came over to look at the door, and sure enough, she was at the screen door. She's looking at me, and she was like standing upright on her hind legs. I was like, okay, what do you want, Carmela? You hungry? She ate all of her breakfast. So I'm going to give her some lunch. And then we'll have some playtime later. You want to have some playtime later? You hungry? Okay, I'll give you some more food, okay? Here's her breakfast plate, and that was the older plate that I did not take away yet because I wanted to get out of here early this morning. So I'm going to give her some more food. Go ahead, you eat. She's getting some more of the wholehearted chicken. I just finished a can. And just a little sprinkling of some of the Nulo dry kitten food. She's very hungry because she came right over to the food. It's about 12:30 p.m. I was just walking down the hall and look at what I found. There's Carmela on the one side of the screen door and there's Sammy on the other side. No hissing, no growling, nothing. They're just looking at each other. Maybe they're going to be friends. They're going to be friends? Ziggy is meowing from the kitchen. It's almost 1 p.m. Look what's going on here. So Nancy's been pestering me for a treat. So I just put some crunchies here in the hall. There's Carmela right there. There's Nancy, Richard, and Sammy. There's Ziggy. So they're all having their treat, and she's watching. She has her food. She didn't eat all of her lunch yet, so if she wants to eat more, she could eat more. But right now, she's just watching them. She's really curious about them. She wants to play with them. They're afraid to go too close to the door, I think. Nancy left crunchies. Oh my gosh, look at this. Richard's going to leave crunchies also. Maybe they're going to leave them thinking she wants to eat them. I don't know. Is Sammy going to be the brave one? Look at this. There's Sammy and there's little Carmela. I got this toy at the Dollar Tree today. Look. So one of the benefits of having the gate versus the screen door is that if the gates were up, they could play with each other, like underneath the gate or through the gate. But they can't really do that with the screen door. Even if I unzipped it a little bit, you couldn't do that because that's a total breach. Total breach. They could get through it. But with the gate, they could play with each other. So I might have to, I don't know. Someday I'll have to go get those 3 gates and put them back up. But the screen door would stay in the door. I would just have to like keep it undone. Unzipped, I mean. Oh, Sammy just hissed. Be nice, Sammy. She's smelling her. Be nice, Sammy. She wants to smell her butt. Sammy is the smallest cat in the house, but she's so much bigger than Carmela. Come here, Carmela. Come here, Carmela. Carmela doesn't even know what's going on. She's unfazed. They hiss at her. She doesn't care. They growl at her. She doesn't care. There's Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy. Big Ziggy. Big Ziggy. So, in a few days, Carmela will have her second round of dewormer. And I'm thinking that a few days after that, then I might let her interact with Splash and Simba, or at least just with Splash. We'll see how Simba does over the next few days. Look at this. She has her back to the other two. I could slide the bottom zipper over just a little bit and put the toy out so Ziggy and Sammy could play with it. It sounds like Simba growling in the other room. Here comes Richard. He's just walking by. Oh, he's crying at Nancy now. He's meowing at Nancy. I just stuck the stick through the screen so Sammy could have the stick part and Carmela could play with this part. There's a zipper on each side of this stick. And play? You play. She just hissed. Richard, what's the matter? He's looking for Nancy. Here you go. You play. You play. Sammy, you gonna play? See Big Sammy? You see Big Sammy? Yes, Sammy. Yes, Sammy. Don't hiss, Sammy. She's not bothering you. Richard is such a baby. Here. It sounds like Splash and Simba are in an argument. Sammy, wanna play with the stick? So I found another one of these wand toys here. So Sammy could play on that side, and Carmela could play over here. Come on, Carmela. Yours is over here, Sammy. Here you go. You have yours, and Sammy has hers. Here's Sammy. And you have yours. Look, and Sammy has hers. Here, Sammy. We'll move it over. Here. Sammy, don't you want to play? She don't want to play. She doesn't want to play. Carmela wants to play. It's 5:23 p.m. and all the cats are taking their afternoon nap. Here's Nancy. So it ends up that Nancy was in the bedroom with Splash and Simba. When I heard like growling and hissing, I thought Splash and Simba were not getting along with each other. But then later I remembered that Nancy was in the room with them. She snuck into the room and she was under the bed. And I was like, okay, well, I can't get her out now. So I left her there. And so that's what was going on. But eventually she came out. Here's Richard. He's relaxing in this cat bed. Here's Sammy. She's relaxing in this bed. Today was the kind of day where I couldn't get anything done for a while because the cats were just bouncing off of the walls. Like they just, I don't know what was going on, but everyone was like super active. They wanted a ton of attention. And I was like, okay. So we had a lot of playtime. And look at what's going on in here. So I was playing with Carmela earlier this afternoon. And she was playing with like her new toy and everything. And I was laying on the day sofa. And I was so relaxed. I was like, maybe I'll take like a 10-minute nap. So I was dozing off a little bit. And then she stopped playing and she was laying by the window. And I was like, okay, so she's a little tired. She needs to get some rest. I'll leave the room and I'll just let her sleep by the window. Well, I just came in the room and she's in her bed in her crate. So I shut the crate. And I'm going to scoop her litter and then I'm going to let her relax. I'll open the door so if anyone wants to come in and visit her, they can. And she's such a good cat. She's such a good girl, right, Carmela? You are such a good girl. She knows her routine. It is 7:53 a.m. Good morning, Carmela. She's such a funny meow. She's been playing with that squeaky toy. I could hear it. And she ate all of the food I put in her crate yesterday. And today I need to clean it out. There's like litter all over the place. I got to tell you what happened last night. So I came into this room probably around 11 p.m. And we had some playtime. I didn't film anything because at night I like to keep it darker in here so she sleeps through the night. And then I was exhausted. So around midnight, I laid down on the day sofa and I was just like wiggling the wand toy around. Well, she's now big enough to jump up onto the day sofa by herself. For a long time, she couldn't jump up onto it. She would try, but she would miss. Like she would try, but she couldn't get all the way onto it. But now she's big enough to get all the way onto the day sofa. So that's what she kept doing. She kept jumping up onto the day sofa. Well, I guess at one point I must have dozed off. The next thing I know, I wake up and she's laying on my arm, like on her back with her belly in the air and kind of like Simba does with all his legs sticking out. Like her arms were up in the air and her legs were out straight, and she was sleeping so well. Like she was just like zonked out. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get up. I'm not gonna disturb her. So I let her sleep there for a while. And then, I don't know, after like 30, 40 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna put her in her crate and then I'm gonna go to bed. So that's what happened. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning at that point. And she woke up like right before I got her into the crate because she was so sound asleep. So that was something new for her. So she's making a lot of progress. You want to come out? Want to come out? Good morning, Carmela. Good morning, Carmela. Want some pets? You got so many pets yesterday. You got so many pets. Okay, you coming out? So today, instead of running straight under the day sofa, she rubbed up against my arm first. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look how big she's getting. You're getting so big, Carmela. Did you gain any weight overnight? How much weight did you gain? Hello, Carmela. Today, she's 3 pounds and 6.3 ounces. Wow, she gained almost 2 ounces since yesterday. Yesterday, she weighed 3 pounds, 4.2 ounces. And then today, she weighs 3 pounds, 6.3 ounces. So she gained 2.1 ounces in a day. She's been eating the wholehearted chicken for Kittens. She had a little bit of the Tiki Cat chicken and chicken liver. I think that's what it was. And some of the Science Diet tender chicken morsels. Today she went straight for the Tiki Cat, which she seems to enjoy. And she's been pooping fine. She has not been having diarrhea, so that's good. I have to make sure she gets lots and lots of playtime today. It is 11:43 p.m. And there's Carmela. I just gave her the mouse game to play with. She was looking at my phone, which was on the floor. And so I decided to give her this because she has not had this game in a few days. Today was a very, very busy day, and I did not play with her nearly as much as I would have liked to. This is her crate, and I cleaned it out about an hour ago. So it has fresh towels, and everything inside has been cleaned and refreshed. She has a bowl of food there and some fresh water. And I added up her calories for the day. And after she eats that bowl of food in the crate, she's at about 250 calories. Now they say a 3-pound kitten should have about 225 calories. So she is a little bit above that because she's a little bit more than 3 pounds. And they say a 4-pound kitten should have like 275 calories. So I think she's doing good. We'll see what she weighs tomorrow. Hopefully she got some rest today. She did not go in the crate at all today. When I came in to see if she wanted to go in the crate, like in the afternoon, she was in the corner of the room, like under the day sofa. And I was like, I'm just going to let her stay there. Hello. Hello, Carmela. And then this evening, she was resting in one of the cat beds on the shelf by the window. Go get your mouse. She's at 39. She always has the highest scores on this game. It's like she doesn't even try. She gets these high scores. Although her highest score is like 90 something. Go ahead. Go get the mouse. Go get the mouse. Go get it. Go get the mouse. You can do it. Go ahead. You do it. Before you lose your high score, go get the mouse. Get the mouse before you lose your score. You're going to lose your score. Go get it. Get the mouse. She's purring so loudly. Nope, she lost her score. You lost your score. Good job. You ready for bed? You want to play? Let me wiggle your toys around. I'll do your toys. It is 8:45 a.m. Here's Carmela. She's in her crate. I'm just about ready to give her breakfast. Here's her breakfast on the scale. Is she going to run straight to her breakfast or is she going to go underneath the day sofa? What are you going to do, Carmela? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, she takes the long way. Okay, up, up, up. Good job. Good job. Today she is 3 pounds and 6.7 ounces. Yesterday she weighed 3 pounds and 6.3 ounces. And today she's 3 pounds and 6.7 ounces. So she is up 0.4 ounces, which is just about half of an ounce. So that is good. That's where we want her. Yesterday she had about 250 calories. She had 4 meals. Each meal was about 62 or 63 calories each. So that seems to be a good amount for her. And today she is having 1 ounce of the wholehearted flaked chicken for kittens. And then she's having 1 ounce of a tiki cat baby pate. I think this is chicken salmon and chicken liver. So for each meal, she's getting a food that she's familiar with, that I know she digests well, along with a different food so that we could just expand her gut microbiome. And she's been doing good. She has not had diarrhea. Yesterday I scooped all solid poops, so that's good. I just want to get some variety into her diet so she's not eating the same thing all the time. Hello, Carmela. So let me tell you what happened last night. So last night, I came in here around 11 p.m. It was a late playtime. I mean, she was running around the room for hours before that. She was also relaxing a bit in the cat bed by the window. And then we had some playtime, and then around midnight, I laid down on the day sofa, and I was still wiggling the wand toys around, so she was still playing. But probably around 12:30 a.m., she gets to a point where she just jumps up onto the day sofa and then just jumps on top of me. And like yesterday, she was running all around the day sofa. She was in my hair for a while, laying on top of my head for a while. She was laying on my arm, on my legs. Like she was moving all around. And I must have dozed off because like the next thing I know, I wake up and it's like 1:30 in the morning. She was laying on one of the pillows next to me. So I picked her up and I put her in a crate and I shut the crate and I opened the door to the room and I went to bed. She's getting much more friendly with me. It is 8:51 a.m. I just came out of Boo's room and I shut the screen door and I was just going to walk down the hallway, but Splash was smelling Carmela. They were smelling each other through the screen door. No hissing, no growling, nothing. He was just smelling her. And then when I turned the camera on, he walked away. It's 9:23 a.m. Simba was just sitting right here. First, he walked up to the screen and he was growling. And then he sat down. And there's little Carmela. Simba has his back. He just hissed at her. You're okay, Simba. She's a little baby. Simba, she's a little baby. Are you hungry? Are you hangry for your breakfast? It is 11:45 a.m. He came in here to play with Carmela and she's in the corner. That's her favorite corner. She goes in that corner when she wants to be alone. So I'm going to scoop her litter box and then we're going to play. Right, Carmela? We're going to play? It's 11:49 a.m. I just scooped the litter, but I saw this in the crate. So this is some vomit here. It looks like some food that she ate, that she vomited up. I have not given her any crunchies for several days. I can't imagine that it's some of the dry cat food. The only thing I could think is maybe it's some of the Science Diet chicken morsels. It's like the tender chicken entree that they have that comes in those shapes. There's also some vomit here on her bed. So I'm going to put this bed in the wash. Maybe just put a towel in here for now because the other blanket that I use in here is actually in the dryer right now. So I hope she's feeling okay. I mean, she's acting okay otherwise. Where's Carmela today? Where's Carmela? Where's Carmela? She's underneath the day sofa. We're going to play for a little while. You want to play or no? You want to play? You playing? What you doing in there? You want to play with toys or no? It is 8:15 a.m. Here's Splash. He's still sleeping. For some reason, we were up so late last night. And I just got out of bed. Like, I'm so tired today. And here's Simba. Simba's still sleeping also. I don't know if it's like the change of weather because it's starting to get really cold at night. Like, I have to get all my winter clothes out because I'm still wearing like spring and summer clothes. And last night was just too cold. So I got to take all the winter clothes out sooner rather than later. But here's Simba. And here's Carmela. Hello, Carmela. How are you? You want to come out? Want to come out? Okay, I'll let you out in a minute. I don't have her food ready yet, so I'll just let her out anyway. Okay, coming out? Good morning. Good morning. So last night was another night where I came in here pretty late. It was like around 11. And we played for a while until about midnight. And then I laid down on the day sofa and I was still playing with her because like you could lay down and like wiggle this around. And I guess I dozed off. And when I woke up, she was laying here on this pillow and I was obviously laying here. So what I then did was I petted her for a while and then I picked her up and I put her in the crate. She wants food. I have to give her breakfast. We'll see how much you weigh today, okay? Let me get you breakfast. Today she weighs 3 pounds and 7.9 ounces. She has gained 1.2 ounces since yesterday. So they say kittens want to gain about a half an ounce a day. So she's 1.2 since yesterday. And she was on strict calorie control yesterday. She's just getting the 4 meals, which are about 63 calories per meal, which is about 250 calories a day. So I'm going to make sure she gets some good exercise today. She had good exercise yesterday. I mean, we were playing to the point where she was like panting. And I was like, okay, you need to relax. But I know like last night, she still had a lot of energy she wanted to burn off. But I was exhausted. Oh, and I just realized today she's supposed to get her dewormer. I gotta go get the dewormer. I just gave her the dewormer in a chicken churro, so hopefully she'll eat that. I took the food away from her. She's like, what's going on? I wanted to give this to her first before she ate to make sure she'll eat it all. But I totally forgot this morning. Eat your food, please. Finish your food. What she usually does with her breakfast is she'll eat part of it and then she'll come back to it later. She just finished her snack with the dewormer. She's funny because I have to pet her sometimes and then she'll eat more. Okay, play there. Play there. Here you go. Yeah, I got a new toy for you. It is 10 a.m. and the Lucky Seven are eating their breakfast. They just had some playtime with the laser pointer, which they love. And today is Wellness Wednesday, so they're having 3 different types of wellness canned food. Here's Nancy and Richard, and when I fed everyone their breakfast, Nancy did not come to eat, so I said, oh no, where is she? So I was calling her, and it is very unlike Nancy not to be like the first one present for a meal. So I was like, something has to be wrong. So then I said, oh, I went into the laundry room because that's where I have my cat food cabinet. And sure enough, Nancy followed me in. I had no idea she was in there. And when I shut the door, I had no idea that I shut her in there. So I opened the door, she came right out, and now she's eating her food. So yesterday was Tiki Cat Tuesday, and nobody liked their food. And they had 3 types of Tiki Cat. They had Tiki Cat Dark, which was like chicken with duck or something like that. Then they had sea bass, and then they had sardines in lobster consomme, and nobody wanted to eat their food. Like, they ate a little bit, but most of them left more than half of it. Here's Sammy. She likes to eat on the stairs like Boo liked to eat on the stairs. It's 10:24 a.m. There's Cousin Oliver. He's eating some food. I gave him some of the leftover food from the Lucky Seven, and then a little bit of canned food and some dry food because there wasn't enough leftover food left over. And I realized I'm feeding 4 groups of cats. Like, I have 4 breakfasts that I'm feeding. So I'm feeding the kitten, then I'm feeding Splash and Simba, then I'm feeding the Lucky Seven, then I'm feeding Cousin Oliver. And they're all eating different food. It's not like they're eating the same food, which might be easier. It would be very, very easy if I was just feeding them all dry food, the same dry food, and just scooping out some dry food, but I'm not. And you know, Splash and Simba are on their weight loss program. They're getting more senior meals and food that's lower in calories. And the kitten is obviously getting kitten food, and she has to be on a bit higher calories. And then the Lucky Seven are on their meal, which has been for breakfast, just different types of canned food. And then Cousin Oliver just gets leftovers, and then he gets like the cheaper canned food. But he is getting the Science Diet dry food for adult cats that has like crazy amounts of calories in it because he could use the additional calories because, you know, he's outside, the weather's getting colder, so he needs more calories. So at least nothing has been going to waste because with so many different cats, anything that someone doesn't eat, I could find a use for somewhere else. It's about 3 p.m. It's time for lunch, Carmela. There you go. She is having some of the wholehearted flake chicken for kittens, and then some of the Tiki Cat baby pate. I believe it's chicken with duck and chicken liver. So she should enjoy it. She ate all of her breakfast, and she had playtime this morning, and then she was relaxing on the day sofa with me while I was getting work done on my laptop. And then when she started dozing off, I left the room. And now it's time to give everyone lunch or snacks. Carmela, you're getting so big. You're getting so big, Carmela. It is 9:22 p.m. The cats are all having a late dinner today. Are you hungry? You're getting so big. Look what she did with her toy. Okay, ready? Want dinner? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Your dinner's over there. You just want pats? Okay, come on. Come on, little girl. Here, look. There's your dinner. Splash and Simba just ate. They're having homemade raw turkey tonight. They devoured it. They had some waruva for seniors for lunch. When I left this room around 2 p.m., she was laying on the day sofa. Then when I came back in the room about an hour later, she was sleeping in her bed in the crate. So at that time, I shut the doors on the crate and I opened the door to the room and I let the other cats come in if they wanted to. I don't know if anyone did, but they had the opportunity to if they wanted to. And then she relaxed the rest of the afternoon and the evening, which is good because I never see her sleep. Like, I never see her getting like hours of sleep at a time. I never see that. So she's coming out now for the next several hours. And I got to go feed the Lucky 7 and clean up the kitchen. And after I do all that, then I'll come back in here and I'll play with her for a while. I don't like playing with cats like right after they eat. I like giving them a little bit of time to digest their food. So she's eating pretty good right now. So I'd rather her just kind of, you know, do what she wants to do, look out the window, you know, walk around the room, do whatever she wants for a little while, and then I'll play with her. Something else I did this afternoon was go to Petco and buy some more of her favorite food, which right now is this wholehearted chicken recipe in gravy, flavorful flakes. This is for Kittens. But while I was there, I decided that I would pick up some of their food that they have for all life stages, and it specifically mentions kittens on the back of this. So they give you a feeding guide for adults and also a feeding guide for kittens. So I thought maybe she'd like to try some other flavors also. And I also saw this. I picked this up for Splash and Simba. This is wholehearted tuna and sardine recipe flaked in broth. And I know the cats really like sardines sometimes, so I thought we'd try this because lately none of the cats have been really liking the Tiki Cat. So I don't know, maybe they'll like this better. Everyone's ready for dinner, right? Look at all these tabbies and torties. Tabbies and torties. T&T. It is 10:25 p.m. and here's Simba, and let me tell you what just happened. Simba just came galloping into the kitchen. Simba, I haven't seen you move like that in such a long time. So earlier today, when I gave the cats their dinner, I noticed that Simba ran down the hall to the living room, which is where he and Splash were eating their dinner. They like to eat on the play rug. So I made a mental note of that, but then I was like, well, I don't know, maybe he's been running around like that recently. I just haven't noticed it. But today, literally, he just came galloping into the kitchen, like galloping. How you doing, Simba? You feeling okay? He just had some crunchies with Splash. Notice I said the word and he notices the word. You want more? You want more crunchies? You want more crunchies? Okay, let's go get some more, Simba. You want to go get some more? Come on. Let's go get some more. They're in the living room. Come on. Let's go. Come on. It's about 11:30 p.m. We just had some playtime. And now she's a little bit tired. You gonna relax now? You want me to shut the light? We take some sleepy time? Want to take some sleepy time? Coming up here? Hello. She was going crazy playing with this toy. She loves this toy, right? Okay. Time to relax now, okay? I wanted to get to sleep early today. Like, I wanted to get to bed early, but it looks like that's not really happening. Okay, little girl. Okay, little girl. Okay. You want to get ready for bed? Get ready for bed? She has food for the night. And I scooped her litter. She's pooping less than she was like a week or two ago. She was pooping like 4 times a day, 5 times a day. But now she's only pooping like maybe like twice a day, right? 2 poops a day. She's still using the litter box. She's peeing, but she's not pooping as much. Which could be a good thing, because you got the stinkiest poops. Stinky poops. She's eating some of her food. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.